Good day and God bless to you, Ma'am Paiso. And this is GC Mamulo taking up BS English third year. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to share my thoughts about the question, how can you teach multicultural literacy in the classroom? Okay, so as a student, as a future educator, inside the classroom, for me, inside a classroom or even in the society, there's always a diversity of people or diversity of culture. And as a future educator, how can you handle yourself to avoid harming the other cultures, maybe in the society or inside the learning environment, which is the classroom? So, for that, in order for us to be able to teach equally our learners, our fellow humane, the humanity, we should have these three factors. So we have these three factors. So the first factor is the first factors is openness, second followed by knowledge, and the third one is adaptability. So these three factors, if you have this, then you could probably teach effectively the diversity of learners inside your learning environment or inside the classroom. So for the openness, the first factor is that you should have a self-reflection in engaging learning things that we're curious about or that you're curious about, worldviews and experiences that makes you have a good characteristics and example. So you're open in learning other cultures, accepting different students. So through that way, you can have this effectiveness in teaching quality topics in your learners. So the second factor is we have this knowledge. That means you have empathy and discovery. So that means empathy, you should have open up in learning things through discovering or through discovery about that makes your student equally gain knowledge whatever their differences in culture. So of course, so since you're a teacher, you're equipped with knowledge. Okay, so it doesn't mean also that you're knowledgeable. You don't need to have this discovering things. So of course, as a teacher, you're always discovering, especially your learners. Okay, so through discovering your learners, you should be able to know your learners, and you can have this effectiveness in teaching or managing your diversity of learners. And the third factor is we have this adaptability. Okay, so for adaptability, you as a teacher or I as a future educator should have positive action. Of course, we should have positive. We should be positive that you should adapt in the classroom for diversity of learners, having a flexible. Okay, so you should not be a teacher who is not flexible one. So you should be flexible, action positively, aware in communicating, and risking things for achievable relationship between the teacher and the students with different backgrounds. So we have this openness, knowledge, and adaptability. Through these three factors, you're open to learn other cultures and knowledge. You will be going to know their culture, know your learners, and adaptability, and you will adapt their culture and share your culture also, and then you can have this effective teaching in cultural multicultural in the diversity of learners inside a classroom.
Hi everyone, God bless. I am Kimberly Ibo Capuno, Bachelor in Secondary Education, major in English, and today I will be explaining my answer on the question, how can you teach multicultural literacy in the classroom? So, there are several ways that teachers can ensure that both the classroom environment and curriculum are responsive to the increasing cultural diversity of the society. These strategies will encourage all students' cultural awareness, enhancing each student's sense of identity and foster inclusion in the classroom community. So the first one is get to know your students. So teachers must know their students. The second one is maintain consistent communication. Okay. So number three, acknowledge and respect every student. So teachers must respect every student, even if they have different culture. And then the fourth one is practice cultural sensitivity. So you must be sensitive. You must be cultural sensitive. And then number five, incorporate diversity in lesson plan. And then lastly, number six, give students freedom and flexibility. So those are the strategies. Hi guys, I'm Kimberly Ibo Capuno,
I'm GC Mangulo.
and this is our interview. And ma'am, can you tell us your name?
Okay, so I am Marjane in Orlando and I'm in SME in Orlando.
Okay, so our question is, the first question is, what is your culture all about?
Okay, so I write here that our culture is all about, so since I was raised here in the Philippines, I born as a Muslim woman and I grew up practicing the Maranao culture, which is different from Christianity. So I observe that different culture, tradition, and celebration. I praise Allah as our Almighty God and Creator, as our provider also. Just like the other culture, our belief and tradition were also handed down by our ancestors.
Okay, thank you for that.
Okay, Lisa. The second question is, what are your difficulties in adjusting to the main culture?
Okay, so difficulties in adjusting to the main culture since I was born here and raised here, adjusting to the main culture as I observed by others it is not hindrance for me and I did not experience any difficulties at all. My friends are mostly different from my culture and we share and adapt to each other. We give respect and to others and individual differences.
Okay, so thank you for
Thank you.
answering the questions, ma'am. Thank you so much. God bless. So after we interviewed Miss Norjen M. Alando, a Maranao student from Christ the King, we have to answer the third question. So the third question is, how student like you can help them? So for me, being an optimistic volunteer would be my help by influencing people with the thoughts and facts about the issues and share the solutions relevant to the issues.
How students of future educator can help those people who is different culture from yours. So how I myself or as a future educator can help those people who is or who are different from me or from us. Okay, so I myself I have a relatives who are a Muslim, and yeah, of course, as a teacher or as also a tito of my relatives, of course, I will help them to encourage their confidence and um, building their ability and also sharing knowledge for them to be aware of the different culture, and through that way they will be able to face different cultures in the society and have also the knowledge to understand each other's differences. And also the last one is respect. Through those things I had mentioned, of course, if they learn, if those people who is different culture from us, then I help them. Of course, they will also help those different culture of them. And if that will happen, so in the society or in the learning environment, in the classroom, so there is a unique way of learning because all of the learners are already learned or have also this knowledge and respect to each other. And that's all.
As for our reflection in this activity, multicultural education is an approach to teaching and learning that is based on democratic values and beliefs and affirms cultural pluralism within culturally diverse society. Okay, so it enables learners to recognize, accept, and appreciate differences in race, culture, language, social class, gender, religion, and special needs. The aim of multicultural education is to ensure equity in education for all students and to help empower young people to make a world a better place both individually and collectively. So I think this would be the end of our activity. So my partner is G. Kalunsag Mamulo, and we thank you for listening in our activity.